Hello and welcome folks back to another rebuild. Today we're going to be in Spain and we're going to visit lowly Almeria. Now when I say lowly, they are in threat of beating Derby County's all-time lowest points haul in the top flight European League. Derby in 2007-2008 season, I believe it was, amassed a magnificent total of 11 points. Almeria, wow, let me just show you. They're rock bottom of La Liga with 6 points after 23 games, 6 draws, no wins, minus 29 goal difference, and looking very precariously of beating that record, although they have got 15 games remaining. So despite being owned by a Saudi entrepreneur and a significant investment being made this summer, things aren't looking great for them. And that's where we come in. We're going to try and 1, better 11 points, 2, escape relegation, and 3, get a reasonable position in the league and go from there. Despite that investment, we've only been given £943,000. So depending on what transfers have already been made, we may not get to sign anybody in the first season. We shall see. Although they have got a reasonable wage budget of £257,000 a week though. With just 1 trophy to their name in 2022. It was the Spanish second division. How old are they? They were founded in 1989, so they're quite a fairly young team really then, a young club. Hopefully we'll build on that 1 trophy. Fingers crossed. The favoured formation currently got Suarez up top, and Barber, Robertone, Ramazani, Edgar, Baba, Akeem, Montez, Keiki, Pozo, and Fernando in goal. They've got a couple of loan obligations, a few out, a couple of in, like Baba and Maximiano. Mohamed El Assi, the managing director, he would like us to sign young players to develop for profit and work within the wage budget, which is always a gimme. End of the current season, become an established first division team. Well, they are struggling with that currently in real life. Be competitive in the Spanish Cup and just continue to be in the top half, I think. So first off, let's have a look at the money situation. We've got £4.5 million in the bank. We've got the budget. We are at the top end of the wages budget, unfortunately. Any debts? They are debt free, so that's a good sign. Staffing wise, we do have to work on that because it's literally non-existent. So that looks appealing. Probably why they are having difficulties this season maybe. But as you can see, over the past 20 seasons, they have been up and down frequently. Up to La Liga, back down again, and they did win the second division 22 like we saw, finished 17th in the 22-23 season, currently odds on going back down again unless we can do something about it. So let's have a look at the squad, see what we are dealing with. So it's a fairly young side actually, that's not bad at all. If we just search about age, we've got 4 players 30 and above, with Mbarba looking to be one of the better players. 2 decent goalkeepers, Fernando. They've got Maximiano, who if we could bring him in, we probably would do. And Baba doesn't look too bad either. So if we have a look at our better players, then they've got Cesar Montes, defender, Mexican, decent centre-back. Also got Luis Suarez, 25 years. Definitely somebody we will be trying to hang on to. Hasn't been prolific, but maybe we can change all that. Edgar, DM. Or he can play centre-back as well. Interesting. I think we'll go with the 2 DMs, which seems to be my favourite formation of late. And Barber, we've just seen, haven't we, really? Not really much to shout about. However, he can play either side of the wing, so that's going to be quite handy. Ramazani, left and right wing again. He can play up front as well, actually. 14 finishing, and he's quick. We'll stick him on that left-hand side. 22 years old, wow. Definitely can make a player out of him. Robertson, another good player as well. Can play cam, midfield. If we're not going to be using midfielders, possibly a cam player. Decent long shots on them as well, actually. If we have a look at the highest potential players, it seems to be quite a few of them, actually. 20-year-olds, Pubil, right back, got potential. Maybe we play him. Solo, he's out on loan, 20 years old on the left-hand side. Again, look, another decent prospect. Arribas, 21 years old, right winger. Bags of potential. Can play cam as well. And on the left-hand side, he's very versatile. Lazaro. We've definitely got people that can play up front. More attackers than anything else, I think. Keiki as well, 19 years old. Loads of potential. 6'1". Yeah, it looks really nice, actually. It's quite a lot of decent players in here. I'm just wondering why they are struggling. If this is the side, what transfers were made? £45 million was spent in the summer. Suarez, Ibrahima Kouni, striker. Finishing's not too bad, reasonably quick. Lopi as well from Reims, midfield. £12 million. Montez at the back, 26. £6 million Arribas as well from Real Madrid, actually. We should be using these players, I think. And Pubil as well from Levante. Most definitely. They did let £26.5 million go. That £24 million Torre. He's at Atalanta. Pretty decent. Yeah, he didn't score that many goals though, but maybe that's because of the side or maybe the formation, possibly. We'll see what else is out there, but for now, I don't think, unless anything really stands out that we're really short of, I don't think we'll be signing anybody, really. We may have to do some contracts, possibly. I'm assuming there's quite a few that are running out. Well, actually, there's not that many, but a few of them we would like to renew. So we did manage to lose a couple of players. We managed to offload Baptista and Mbaba, two 30-plus-year-olds, and we bring up in a little bit of money, which meant we could do some contracts and bring in a couple of players as well. And I think you'll be surprised at who we have brought in, especially one of them. But we'll go with the second signing for £7 million from Borussia Mönchengladbach, Nathan Negumu, to play on the right-hand side. We have got other players that can play there, like Arribas can play there. And Negumu, obviously, Romanzani, who's going to be playing on the left-hand side, I believe. And Pozzo as well, who I think is going to be more of a right-back. Got some potential, very, very pacey. Can dribble as well, which is very good. £7 million, 23 years old. A bright future, I feel. And this guy needs no introduction whatsoever. David De Gea, free. He was available. He was quite happy to join us. And on only £22,500 per week. He's here for at least 3 seasons. By far our best goalkeeper. I thought that was the only position we were really short of. Maximiano can play there, but he's not our player. So it would really be daft to arm our rivals with a player that we could train up, and we're not prepared to do that. I'd rather have David De Gea in, bring somebody in that could next season for a backup that could take his place once he retires. Fernando can do that. A lot of history, and he was very, very happy to come back to the La Liga. We are going to be rocking the 4-2-3-1 2DM role. I feel that was the best option that we have got. If we pick our best 11, Nagumi on the right hand side, we've got De Gea in goal, and Pozzo comes in the right back position. It looks pretty decent. We had to play to the strengths, and I think this is the best we could come up with as a balanced side. And it's gone pretty well. Our first game of the season, we beat Real Madrid at home 2-0. I mean, it can't get any better than that. And then we lost to Sevilla 2-0 away from home. We did have Baba sent off, but the game was already lost by then, I think. Disappointed. Very mixed fortunes in the first 2 games. But then at home against Las Palmas, we beat them 3-0. Very happy about that result as well. Already, we've got our 6 points in the first 3 games. We are lying in 4th position, which is quite surprising. 4 points off the leaders, but if we ever get anywhere near that, I'd be even more surprised. Top half finish is all I'm looking for. Real Madrid, on the other hand, are lying in 16th position. They haven't won a game in 4 games yet. They've drawn 3, Sevilla, Girona and Real San Sebastian. 3 points ahead of them currently. We'll see where we end up at the end of the season. On the preview, we are 300 to 1, 14th position to finish, which isn't too bad. So let's get on with our first season, and let's see if David De Gea does make a difference in this side. I'm not going to lie, this was very, very unexpected. How on earth do we manage to finish in 4th position? We were 3 points ahead of Real Madrid. They finished a good 21 points ahead of us. Wow. And Barcelona have just ran away with it, just losing the 1 game all season. Wow. They only conceded 17 goals, but ourselves, we only conceded 43, scoring 59, so that suggests we're not scoring enough, but we've done enough to capture a 4th spot and the Champions League spot. That's crazy. It's safe to say we will have done better than ALMERIA in real life. That's incredible. David De Gea, though, gets joint second place in the clean sheets. But let's have a look at our results, though. So at first half of the season, wow, it is literally a win-loss situation going on. Somehow we won our first 2 home games, then we win our next away games but lose the home games, and then it switches round. Did beat Atletico Madrid 4-1 at home, though. We did lose to Mallorca 4-0, 4-1 against Villarreal, 6-1 battering Atletico Pamplona, 5-1 win over Mallorca, so we get our own back on them. But nothing really significant as in losses though. Barcelona will lose. Beat them earlier on? No, we lost 2-1. Okay, how did we do against Real Madrid later on? Did they beat us? They beat us 2-0 away from home. Okay, that's fair enough. That's a pretty successful season. Spanish Cup, we get as far as the 4th round, losing to Sevilla after winning 2-1, 5-1 and 1-0. I'm guessing them teams are not in the top division, but losing to Sevilla at home as well. After winning our 3 away games as well. 39th minute winner. Oh, that sucks. So let's check out the squad. So 3 players get double figures. Kone gets 14 goals, 11 goals for Ramazani, and Suarez 10 goals and 16. I don't understand why he wasn't playing. Maybe we should have 2 up front possibly. How did our cam player do? Nagumu, how did he do? 5 and 10, not bad. 7 and 12 for Robertone. He was our cam player, wasn't he, Robertone? Did none of our wing backs get any assists? I don't think they did. In fact, there's not much away assists, though, to be fair. David De Gea, though, 46 conceded in 42 with 17 clean sheets. That's exceptional. Going into next season, though, we have been given a whopping £10 million to play with, so that's pretty good. And we got nearly £200,000 a week in wages as well, which we can just have a mess around with. But we can definitely build something with this. Right, once again, we start with the outs. We bring in £9 million extra for the budget, and we lose Lopi, Gui, Gutierrez and Malero as well. So our first signing from Spezia for £7 million, we bring in Salvatore Esposito, a DM. He can play midfield as well. We're not pushing for midfielders at the moment. I think we had such a good season last season with 2 DMs. We're going to continue it, especially with the Champions League just around the corner, which I still cannot believe. I'm still in the process of getting a team together where we have all the Esposito brothers in. That would be fantastic if we could get them in. But maybe ALMERIA is not the team to do it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We've still got another 3 seasons to go after this one. But he looks fantastic. Determination, natural fitness, and just a general all-roundness. We also bring in Marco Conisecchi for £10.5 million from Atalanta, I think it was. It was. Him and De Gea are going to fight it out for the number 1 jersey. De Gea, like majority of our players that we've offloaded, he's well into his 30s. He may have another season at the top level. I don't know, but we'll see. But he's a fantastic servant to the club. But Conisecchi, somebody that can just come straight in and if anything happens. And we're trying to offload Fernando at the moment. To be perfectly honest, I think he's 34 years old as well. Again, another player we're going to offload. But at the moment, I'm happy with 2 very, very good goalkeepers in the side. And finally, from Brianza for £6 million, we're bringing another defender. We're trying to shore up our defence. We did concede quite a lot of goals last season. Not nearly as much as a lot of the clubs. But again, if we can tighten up at the back, it does allow us to sprint forward with attacking options. And attacking options we have got from the youngsters. Now these players have been promoted. Marko Milanovic, I apologise for butchering that name. He's got very good potential. He is 5th in line for that striker spot. Have locked him in for the time being. I just want to see what he does this season. And same with Pubil as well. And another high potential player. Acceleration and pace seems pretty nice. And mentals look good as well. So 2 players are promoted. And I just want to see what they can do. Because they have got a lot of high potential players. It's just whether or not they will fit into the team. So if we look at our best 11. We've got Kone up front. Nagumu, Robertson, Ramazani, Esposito, Edgar, Pozo, Montez, Keiki, Akien and Conisecchi as well. However, our first 4 games, 4 points, 4 draws. We haven't lost a game, but yeah, normally have a win by now. So I'm quite, I'm struggling a little bit. 2 homes, 2 aways, and we drew with Real Madrid as well our first game. So I was quite happy with that result. And then the other teams I expected us to win. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Celtic, Shakhtar, PSG, Dortmund, Young Boys, Dinamo, Man City and Juventus. Well, I'd say it's safe to say if we manage to get into any sort of qualification, I will be amazed. And because of them 4 draws, we are lying in 12th position. We are 6 points off the leaders. Bilbao. Wow, okay. Real Madrid in 4th. Barcelona in 9th. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm quite happy with that. I mean, we are 3 off relegation, but I would like to see wins coming in there. I'm expecting a very high turnover of draws now. So we'll see what happens there. We are in the Spanish Super Cup as well. We've been drawn against Barcelona. I think that's because we finished 4th. I think the top 4 teams go into like a Super Cup of their own, don't they? And we are not in the round of the Spanish Cup just yet. The season preview has us down as 10th, 100-1 now. And as you would expect, we're not even in the Dream 11. So let's go and simulate our second season and see if we can match last season or better. Well, it's another very good season for Almeria. We finished in 6th position, though not as good as last season. However, we did say there was going to be an awful lot of draws, and an awful lot of draws. There were 15 draws, the most in the division. We only lost 7 games though. We only conceded 35 goals as well, which is absolute fantastic stuff as well. And 63 points, which isn't too bad. We did have an awful run in though. 2 losses in the last 5 games. Esposito picked up quite a few yellow cards though. And Ngumu, most player of the match awards for the season as well. Fantastic. So we started off with 4 draws. Then we lost to Barcelona and Zaragoza. Then we got some wins on the board. 5-0 Levante, Sevilla 1-0, 2-0 against Atletico Madrid. Some more draws. Granada, Bilbao, Getafe. Valencia we lose. I mean, did we draw against the bigger teams? Atletico Madrid we beat 2-0. Valencia we lose. Real Madrid we lost. But we do have another good second half of the season. Once again is a lot better with a couple of some good wins. Zaragoza we beat 4-2 there. We lost to Bilbao this time. We did have 5 games wins on the bounce. Alves, Sevilla, Pamplona, Palmas, Vigo, and then we lost to Barcelona, and then another couple of wins. I mean, it's not too bad. It's a good finish to the season though, but pleasing, we only lost 7 games. Spanish Cup we had to get as far as the 4th round, losing to Zaragoza. Seemed to be playing them an awful lot after getting past the 3rd round after extra time. The Super Cup we did get knocked out by Barcelona 3-1 in the end, but more importantly we did reasonably well in the Champions League. We got to the playoff round. We beat Celtic 1-0, 6-4 against Shakhtar. That's a fantastic game, that is. Look, that's 10 goals in that game. PSG we drew 0-0. That's a good result, and beat Dortmund. Then we lost to Young Boys, which doesn't make any string of sense at all. Beat Dinamo, lost to Man City, Juventus, okay. And then Atletico Madrid, they did get their own back on us after we beat them in the league. But 4-2 overall after a 2-2 draw at home. And we were 2-0 up in that game as well. We just threw it away. And then obviously the 2-0 loss away from home. Other than that, it's a lot further than I expected us to get. And where did we finish in the league, by the way? 18th. That's pretty decent. That's pretty good. Who won it in the end? Liverpool beat Man United in an All-England final, and it was played in Bayern Munich. Squad-wise though, Ngumu 17 goals, 14 goals by the youngster Milovanovic. Just get his name correctly. I mean, has he improved at all? Development, progress. They have been going up, but is he our end striker? Possibly not. And Pubil, how did he do? I mean, they have got very high potential, so do we keep him in them positions, I wonder. He did get 4 assists though, but 14 goals for him, and Ngumu 17. Yeah, not as many goals this time round. And assist wise, Ngumu and Robertone as well getting more of the games. De Gea as well played 51 games. Konisecchi, we're going to have to stick him in, but then again, very good goalkeepers. I wonder, I mean, De Gea has got a year left on his contract, but I think it's time for Marco to come in next season. So next season, wow, okay, we are in the Europa League, I think we are. Well, we probably stand a better chance. £25 million to spend this season. So some big outs going out. David De Gea has gone. We couldn't pass up the opportunity of getting around about 10 million plus for a player who's got a season left on his contract. He's gone to Al Qadsiya. We couldn't pass it up, so we did let him go. And plus, we have got another goalkeeper who's probably just as good at the moment and a lot younger. Apaya's gone to Albacete for 750,000. Pugmal has gone to Cadiz for 450, and Sola, the left back, who did have some potential, he wasn't getting the game time. He wasn't very happy, so he's gone to Reims for 4.1. First one from Atalanta is Thiago Almeida. Now, I did have him on a previous rebuild. I can't remember which one it was. It may have been the last one, actually, last week. But I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Cheap as well. Cheap as chips. £7.5 million or £7 million. That's all it cost us. And he is going to be playing on the left-hand side. Naguma can play there, but he's playing on the right. And Ramazani can play there also. But he's not been doing it that well. He's not been getting the assists or the goals. We're going to see what Thiago does. And from Bournemouth for £21 million, we're bringing in a right back. The next port of call will be a left back. That'll be for next season, and possibly a backup goalkeeper, because we've got that 34-year-old goalkeeper as well. However, we'll concentrate on Max Aarons first. Very quick, very pacey. Mentals look phenomenal. Possibly one of those reliable right backs as well. And he's only 25 years old, so fitting into a very, very young side. And we have got a team of an average age of 25.48. That's pretty impressive. So we have locked in two players, Arribas and Edgar, and things have gone very, very well. With that slight change in the formation, instead of two DMs, we've got one midfielder now and one DM. It's worked out pretty well. We started off with a 5-0 victory over Villarreal. Girona, we beat 4-2. We drew with Barcelona 3-3 at home as well. And we were 2-0 up in that game as well. And then we finished off with a win over Vallecano 3-0. The Europa League, which I'm expecting us to do a lot better considering how well we did in the Champions League last season. We have got Besiktas, Dunstreda, Verda, AZ, Anderlecht, AEK, LOSC, is that Lille? I think it is, and Dinamo. I'm expecting us to qualify and probably get into the latter stages of the Europa League. And with 3 wins and a draw, we're top of the table. 10 goal difference, 10 points with Barcelona and Valencia, with Real Madrid hot on our heels. And this season, we've been pushed into 8th position by the media, 50-1 alongside Sevilla and Atletico Bilbao. So we're not that far off the top 6, which is fantastic. Still no players in the Dream 11 though. So let's get into our 3rd season and see how we get on. Just that slight change in formation when we bring up one DM to midfield has put us into a 3rd position rather than 6th. And once again, we're in the Champions League spot. And I do believe, correct me if I am wrong, this is Almeria's highest position in the top flight. It's only Barcelona and Real Madrid who battle it out on level points, but Barcelona take it. I'm not quite sure how. Is it take its head-to-head? They must have Barcelona beat them 2-1 and Real Madrid didn't beat them, so they must go to head-to-head. But Real Madrid, despite scoring more goals, conceding less, still finished 2nd. That must really hurt them. For us, that's a fantastic achievement, and once again we do falter towards the end of the season, but we finished 5 points clear of Valencia, Real San Sebastian, Villarreal, Zaragoza, Atletico Madrid down in 12th position. Goodness me, might be able to steal some of their players then maybe we don't want them if they're finishing that low down. Wow, they only conceded 41 goals though, same as ourselves. But we are conceding still a lot of goals, but a lot less than some of these guys down here. 99 goals by Iber though. Wow. And unfortunately, we don't have anybody in the top 3 for anything. That's crazy. So our league form, we did have a very good September. 4 wins without conceding a goal. Atletico Madrid more notably, and Sevilla as well. We do start to falter in the next couple of months though. Lost to Vigo, Real San Sebastian, Hispalis and Getafe. I mean, games that really we should be winning, especially if we beat Real Madrid 1-0. Come on. Then we have a very good second half of the season from January. Wow, 2 losses. Barcelona and Real Madrid. I'll take that all day long. A 4-2 win over Eibar, 4-3 over Granada. Atletico Madrid, we drew 2-2. There's no big scores in here, but we'll take it. Apart from the 4-0 over Girona, that's quite impressive. Spanish Cup, we get as far as the 4th round with Atletico Madrid beating us 2-1 after us beating 3 other clubs. I can't pronounce them. Huesca, I can pronounce them. But wow, 4-3 after extra time and 2 4-0s, and then we lose to Atletico with a 55-minute winner there from Prasad. The Europa League, however, we get as far as the quarter-finals, losing to Atalanta. I mean, it is disappointing to lose that, especially when we didn't lose either of the games. We lost on penalties in the end. But the home tie, we did go behind, and it was Milovanovic that got the equaliser in that one. We just couldn't force the winner. Who knows, if we won that game, things might have been very, very different. But in the league phase, we did win 6 games on the bounce and lost to Lille and Dinamo. But we beat AEK, Anderlecht, AZ, Werder, Strada and Besiktas. We beat Club Brugge in the round of 16 as well. So with us not going through the playoffs, we must have qualified in the top 8, I'm guessing. 6th, just 2 losses. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Although we did escape it only just though, with FC20 getting 18 points but not qualifying for that part at least anyway. And it was Atalanta that went on to win it. So we did lose to the eventual winners. But it's a good showing in Europe all the same though. And our squad, wow, that is so much better. 23 goals for Kone. Milovanovic, 16 and 5. Ngumu, 13 and 14, Almada 13 and 13, 11-12 for Arribas, 9 and 12 for Ramazani. I mean, that is superb from our attacking line. Kone did score his goals, give him his dues. He did score 23 from 32. I'm just wondering whether we hang on to him or do we look elsewhere for another striker this season. I think we do. I think that's what's doing us really. But saying that, Milovanovic, he did pretty well. 22 years old. He is worth up to 20 million. But Kone, I think he's been given so many chances now. I don't know whether we concentrate on other positions or we just get an out-and-out striker. I think that's what we need to do. We need to improve on these positions. And goalkeeper Konesechi, 54 conceded in 54 with 23 clean sheets. Brilliant. We have been given just under £30 million for next season's window, which is good. Just before we move on to the window, we lost Esposito. He's gone to Bayern Munich. Did he have a release clause? Oh, I bet he did, you know. He was playing at a 7.19 as well. We did sell him for 21 million though. Unfortunately, we're not seeing that. I mean, that's a pain. An absolute pain. When did he go? In January. We had a fairly good second half. Why can we not have that money in this window? Oh, that sucks. So once again, we start with a couple of outs, and out goes Luis Suarez. He goes to Swansea for £2 million, and Kone, he goes to Zaragoza for 7.5, making way for a new signing and our other youngster who seems to be doing quite well. First up is free transfer is Lazar Samardjic. I do apologise. I just cannot seem to pronounce these names. But central midfielder he comes in as. He can play as cam role, but one of the better players. A free transfer, would you believe? Just staring us in the face. I almost picked up Savic and Kessie. But their wages were just far too astronomical. And set our budget way over, so we couldn't bring them 2 guys in, but they were just sitting there. It was so tempting, but in the end we bring in Lazar. To be perfectly honest, for a cheaper version at 24 years old, well worth it. From Corinthians for £9.75 million, we bring in Yuri Alberto, striker. I did say we wanted another striker, somebody who's going to be scoring goals, and scoring goals he has done over the past 4 or 5 seasons. He's just been putting it in the back of the net. Absolutely superb. He scored 4 goals for us in 3 games already, with a finishing of 14, and acceleration and pace looks really, really nice. And some of his other stats looks like they're going up as well. And finally, our biggest signing, £25 million from Real San Sebastian, a DM. We have got Edgar. Edgar can come in if he gets injured, but Simon Som comes in with, he just seems to be a little bit better and probably stronger as well. So far, so good. We haven't lost a game. And in the league, we've beat Girona 1-0, Levante 2-0, 4-2 against Villarreal, and Getafe 4-0. Long may it continue. Saying that, we haven't played anybody of note, so that could all change, but a good start all the same. The Champions League, however, we've got Anderlecht, Basel, Liverpool, Leverkusen, Montpellier, Copenhagen, Barcelona in the Super Cup semi-final, not the Champions League, Inter and Juventus. Yeah, it's going to be a lot tougher this season, I feel. We are lying in second position, same number of points as Barcelona, would you believe? Atletico and Real are right behind us with Getafe as well. Wow. So we'll see how that fares. That would be nice to remain in the top 6 if we can, stay in with the European places. And we are predicted to finish in 7th position, 33-1. So let's jump on to season 4 and see how we get on. What can I say? It just gets better and better. We finished an incredible 2nd position. Real Madrid are behind us, a staggering 6 points behind us as well. Wow, we have a better close to the season as well, just the 1 draw and 4 wins. Barcelona beat us to the title, which is probably expected, or at least one of them. But the biggest shock is that we ended up in 2nd position. 81 goals and 38 conceded. That's brilliant. Atletico Madrid finished down in 7th. Any other big teams down there? Not really. And Alberto is 1 goal off Garcia from Pamplona to the Golden Boot. And Nagumu gets 13 assists, the 3rd best player in there. We have 2 players in there. That's remarkable. Our league form, we did carry on the good form right at the beginning, including a 1-1 draw at Barcelona. But we lose to Real Madrid and Sevilla. And then we go on another unbeaten run where we lose 4 games in the space of 6. Just 2 wins in 7. That lost to Barcelona, but Real Madrid will lose, Sevilla and Atletico Bilbao. And then we finish strongly again. A 5-0 win over Real Hispales was probably one of our biggest wins this season, I think it is. Including that 4-0 at home to Getafe there as well. That's a fantastic season. The Spanish Cup, we get to the quarterfinals, losing to Hispales after extra time. Go figure. A 3-0 win and a 5-2 win in the other rounds. The Super Cup, we lose to Barcelona. And we went ahead in that game with 2 goals. 1 from Sancho and Sola in the 94th minute. That's disappointing. The Champions League, however, we do get to the round of 16, which we play AC Milan, and wow, did nobody turn? We had a sending off in the 53rd minute. I think that spelled trouble for us. We got absolutely pummeled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals coming in after the sending off, and we were at 1-1 at one point. But in the league phase, we beat Anderlecht and Basel. We lost to Liverpool only just. Leverkusen again by the odd goal. Montpellier we beat. Copenhagen we lost by the odd goal, and drew with Inter and beat Juventus. And we beat Valencia 1-0 in each of the legs, home and away. Yeah, that's a pummeling and a half. 8-1. Our squad seems to be getting smaller and smaller, but there's nobody left in the January window, I don't think. Let's have a quick look. We lost Akim, our left back. £4 million. I need to go and check the release clauses on our players because we seem to be having a few surprises every season. But 27 goals from Alberto, absolutely phenomenal stuff with 3 assists. 14 and 14 for Nagumu, 11 and 6 for Ramazani, 9 and 0 for Milo Vanovic, 9-11 for Almada. He seems to have dropped off a little bit, hasn't he? 8 and 5 for Arribas as well, 6 and 13 for Samadic and Robertone. That's impressive actually, isn't it? And 58 goals conceded and 53 for Konosecchi as well, with 19 clean sheets. He's still getting a lot of clean sheets though, to be fair. I just feel like there's somebody missing in this side. I can't quite put my finger on it. So going forward into the next window, £25 million. We have just made a request for more funds because we've got £75 million in the bank. Have we got any debts? There's still debt free, which is good. But I would like to see a little bit more money considering we finished 2nd and in the Champions League spot once again. But £9.5 million from Talleres. We're bringing Fabio Arrieta. I realised we didn't have a backup goalkeeper, and this chap is more than happy to play backup. Not bad for £9.5 million. Very high potentials. Most of his stats are already there. Handling is pretty good. Reflexes just as good. He can kick as well, so I'm relatively happy. Physicals need a little bit of work on, but he is only 19 years old. Had a very good season last season in Argentina, only conceding 30 and 23 with 2 clean sheets. So if he gets any game time, I'm sure he'll improve no end. From Pamplona for £14 million, we bring in their midfielder, 27 years old. I wasn't sure where to improve, and we were a little bit light on the midfield roles. But he can come in and do a job. 27, like I say, and £14 million. Looks pretty good, actually. As long as we could keep improving on some of these players, then I'm more than happy. And also, if we look into the squad, we promoted 19-year-old Antonio Chomilas, a right winger, a cam player. Looks pretty decent, actually, at 19 years old. And a homegrown talent as well. So far, so good as far as results go. We've won 4 out of 4 in our first games in the division. We beat Barcelona first game 2-0. 4-1 against Huesca. Atletico we beat 4-1 as well. Fantastic results. How they'll go on the return legs, I don't know. And Real Hispalis will win 2-1. The Champions League, we play Newcastle, Lens, Fenerbahce, AC Milan, Marseille, Copenhagen, Chelsea and Roma. So once again, I'm expecting us to get out of the group. We did it last season. There's no reason why we can't do it this season and hopefully go a little bit further. We are lying top of the table, would you believe? 4 for 4. I can't say I'm not happy. We'll see how long that lasts. But again, we're looking for a top 6 finish. And our odds have been slashed even more. 25-1 now and 5th spot to win the league. That is pretty good after the past few seasons we've had. I think we can go the distance. So let's simulate our final season and see where we get up to. And for the final time, we again finish in 2nd place. What a remarkable story we've created here. Almeria, 2nd in the division, only 4 points off Barcelona. And then 4 points we dropped in the last 5 games. There's 2 draws in there among 3 wins. Could that have cost us? Maybe, maybe not. The goal difference is a little bit different. We do score the same amount of goals as Barcelona though. But we finish ahead of Real Madrid by 2 points, which is another fantastic achievement. And to think in real life where they are at the moment, we've managed to get them and keep them in the top 6, which is absolutely crazy. We only lose 4 games this time round, so that's the best we've done. I think that's the best points total as well. I think we may have been on our way to breaking a lot of records here. And would you look at that, Armada and Alberto, top goal scorers in the division. 29 for Alberto. I think he's been a superb buy. And Armada as well, doing really well. Go crazy in the market, mainly because of the wages structure that we had to keep to under a certain amount of wages per week. Stopped us from buying the likes of Kessie, which would have been an absolute coup. Moving players on for profit as well. I don't think we did that as much, but there were quite a few surprises in the January windows. But Robertone and Almada with the top assists, and Nagumu with almost the best player in the league. And Konasechi, 20 clean sheets in the league, just behind Stegen, which probably was the difference really this season. So our league form, we carried our form unbeaten run in August right through September, and then we lost 1 game in October, the last game of the month, with a 5-0 win over Aich there. Sevilla we beat Las Palmas, we beat 6-3. We lose our first game to Granada, then we lose to Bilbao. We go on another couple of run of wins, 5-2 against Girona. So we're getting some big scores in here now. Levante lost there, but again followed up with a lot of wins, and we remained unbeaten right through 27th of February, right through to the end of the season, which includes a 1-0 victory over Atletico Madrid. Sevilla we beat 3-2. Real Madrid we drew. Las Palmas we beat 3-0. 4-0 against Pamplona. I mean, some big scores, and it's been a lot better this season. It's been a crazy season. And would you just look at that as well? We get our first domestic trophy. The Spanish Cup is ours with a 2-1 extra time victory over Las Palmas, with Milo Vanovic scoring the winner in the 121st minute. And we scored in the first, so we scored in the first minute and we scored in the very last minute as well of the game. The ratings aren't that great though, are they, to be fair? Although we did have not a lot of the possession, 38%, but we still come away with a victory. So a first minute goal coming in. So straight from kickoff by looks of things. As they go forward, we're still on 11 seconds, 13 seconds Is that a record, I wonder? Robertson with the goal. They do get one back. Is that after half-time, 50th minute? I mean, it's a poor goal to give away, especially with a man on the back post as well. But the last seconds of the game. And it's a young striker who's done really well this season. Oh, what a cool finish that as well. Kept onside as well. Fantastic stuff. But that is really, I'm really happy about that. I did wonder if we were going to win any cup competitions at all. But we did beat Barcelona in the 2 legs in the semi-finals, despite losing the first leg 4-3. And I think we were 3-2 up in that as well. Just threw it away. And then the second leg, a couple of goals in the second half. But we did beat Leganés 6-1, Villarreal 3-1. And Merida 2-1 as well. We had a fairly good route to the semi-finals and then to draw Barcelona and beat them. Really chuffed. The Super Cup, again, the semi-finals. This time Barcelona getting the best of us 4-1. The Champions League, we don't get any further, but we do get out the group stage. Despite losing to AC Milan, Marseille and Copenhagen, we did draw with Newcastle, which is a fantastic result. 4-3 against Lens. Fenerbahce we draw with Chelsea, which is another brilliant result, and we beat Roma 2-1. We only just made it though, 9 points. I mean, if we went on to win that would have been just insane. But who did win it in the end? It was Real Madrid 2-0 over Arsenal. Then we bowed out to Benfica in the knockout round, losing 1-0 away from home in the 26th minute. Disappointing we didn't get any further, but I'm impressed that we managed to get out the group stage because we did have a hard group. Squad wise though, Alberto, wow, 37 goals, 7 assists, fantastic. Amada 25 and 17. He's just coming to his own now, as in didn't have that great a season the last couple, but this season he's really turned it on. 14 and 19 for Robertone. Nagumu 11 and 13. Ramazani 8 and 6, 7 and 8 for Carbone. Carbone is a defender. Oh no, he may have been playing left back actually, which seems to have suited him better really. 5 and 4 for Som, 4 and 5 for Max Aarons as well. 13 assists for Uani, and goalkeeper Carnicetti, 58 goals conceded in 53. And our other one as well, Arietta, 4 goals conceded in 2, which isn't too bad because he got some game time, so I think he'd be relatively happy with that. And obviously everybody's happy. There's a few concerned faces, but everybody did get some game time. Lazaro, yeah, probably not good enough though, to be fair. But let's have a look at our 20-odd-year-old forward. There he is, 24 now actually, Marko Milovanovic. How is he doing? It doesn't look like he's improving that much though, to be fair. And to be honest, he hasn't really played as much. Let's just check his development. It has gone up. Let's see if he has improved at all. Yeah, everything's gone up. It has improved at one hell of a lot. If he was playing on a more permanent basis, I'm guessing that would have jumped up. When you want results, you can't wait for players to develop if they're going to take all 5 seasons. We needed results, and that's what we have got. Just check the finances. Well, £30 million this time round and 91 million in the bank. Then no debts. Just a little bit of transfer debt, which is neither here nor there. Staffing wise, yeah, it's better than what they were sitting right at the beginning of this rebuild, that's for sure, because it was literally non-existent. And there you can see our rise from, I think that was our first season, 4th, 6th, 3rd, 2nd and 2nd again, and a second trophy in the cabinet together with the Spanish 2nd division, which we only just won in 2022. So another couple of years later, 6 years later in fact, and we win the Spanish Cup. Brilliant. And before we go, let's have a quick look at some records, because no doubt we have broken a ton load. Highest league position, 2nd. That's in the last couple of seasons. Most points in the season, 90, just gone. Fewest draws in the league, 4 in the 23-24. Most league goals, 98, which is fantastic. Attendances, just recently 22,000, 701,000, the highest gate receipts in the Champions League against Lens. Average attendance around about 18, 19,000. High scoring match, 6-4 against Shakhtar in the Champions League. Alberto, 37 goals in a season. He also gets most league goals in a season, 29, which is absolutely fantastic. Samardic, he gets the highest average rating. We did a lot in the last season, really. Fastest goals, 12 seconds. That was in the Spanish Cup final. The one we saw, Robertone, after 12 seconds. I thought it was 13. It's 12. Even better. Most goals in a match by Kone, 4 and 4. Robotone, most assists, 19, which is fantastic. Carson Sechi, 24 clean sheets. Nagumu, 12 Player of the Match awards. We also have the youngest goal scorer, which is Chimilas, 19 years, 151 days against Valencia. Then some sequences. 7 matches won in a row. We get 23 games without losing. Great stuff. Most matches lost in a row, 7. That wasn't in our tenure. And most goals without conceding, 6. And the highest transfer paid was for Som, £25 million from Real San Sebastian. And the highest record received, 21 million for Esposito, which we didn't have a say-so. They got the release clause on him. I wonder how he is doing. He's worth up to £50 million. I expect him to have gone a little bit better than that, I think. I mean, since he left us, he hasn't... I mean, he's kept up his average rating, but I think he would have been a lot better with us, though, to be fair. Right, I think that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I really quite enjoyed this one. Taking a team in real life that has not won a game and teetering on relegation and the lowest points in the top flight division ever. And we've taken them almost to the top of the La Liga and given them another trophy to celebrate. If you do have any other suggestions as to who we could rebuild next, please let me know down in the comments. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.